going up from the reversal of wave 4. So if you will try to look at it, the price was around 2,267, and now the price of gold, the peak, or the what they call this, the highest price of gold is around 3,500. So we have been together. I have been with my Blue Guardian family together with Eric and Genesis, the support, and the other support, the other support, and I have been giving wave by wave updates of gold in terms of Elliott wave theory. So today, thank you. Today we will have another update, Elliott wave update of gold and BTC. Allow me to start with the gold first. Okay. So what's the situation of gold right now? For those who missed the previous sessions that I have here, you can always check my YouTube channel on the because I have recorded the previous sessions here, so that for those who were not able to uh, for those who were not able to join the live market analysis, they can still review the knowledge and expertise that I have shared. So there will be a playlist there about the all these sessions that I will be doing here. So um, based on the previous uh, session, or the April 23 session, I have shared that the price of uh, sorry, I have shared that the price of gold will look like this. So it will continue to go 5 waves down, and then from there continue to go up, and then uh, from there we will see a possible reversal. So let's check these screenshots that I have shared last time, wave by wave. The podcast was April 23. Here are some of the screenshots that I have saved after. Okay, so it was expected that the wave A here is completed. It is actually a leading diagonal. In a wave theory, a leading diagonal can be a 5-3-5-3-5, 5-3-5-3-5 counting, meaning 5 waves down, 3 waves up, 5 waves down, 3 waves up, then 5 waves down. But in this particular price action of gold, this correction to be specific, the wave A is actually a leading diagonal. Why? Because the internal waves are composed, or is composed of 5 sets of trees, meaning trees are 5 sets of ABCs. So ABC, wave 1, another ABC, wave 3, another ABC, wave 5. Therefore, this is a leading diagonal uh, wave A. And then after that, I projected that it will continue to go up for the wave B based on the shared analysis here. After completing the fifth wave, it will continue to go up, and then to form the wave B. However, the, what I was expecting is just a simple WXY, or a simple 3 waves up. But gold did not give us that 3 waves up only. Instead, a triangle was formed instead of this one. So allow me to continue with the next possible scenario. Although the chart looks like a little messy, but allow me to explain this for you to understand it in simpler words. Okay, so here the original expectation or my original forecast is 5 waves down from this particular price action. But of course, there are conditions before this possible price action will continue. First, the it should not break this bearish scalp last line of defense or the first line of defense and the last line of defense. Once these two lines gets broken, then the second possible scenario will come. And in this case, it will challenge the bearish last line of defense here and then may continue to go down. But in this particular case, the price action is not actually the wave 2 did not actually start here because instead what the market gave us is the other option, which is a possible wave E. As you can see here, based on the wave by wave analysis, actually I have shared 7 updates of 1 minute counting of gold. And then I've mentioned in the description of this particular analysis that the most important level or point of interest here is the bullish scalp first line of defense. Why the bullish scalp first line of defense? If the bullish scalp first line of defense gets broken, meaning even a touch or a tap at this particular price 3,300, the gold, based on Elliott wave theory, the price of gold will continue to go down. However, if the price of wave 4 here, the possible wave 4 here, bounces above the price level bullish start first line of defense, then I am expecting 5 waves up for a possible W, W, WXY, WXY correction. But after this, the price breach the bullish scalp first line of defense. So what do that means? Based on these two scenarios, the most important point is the bullish scalp first line of defense. So since the bullish scalp first line of defense or the bullish flood was taken, therefore the bias will be the red path here. Let's check on the next update. Just like what I have mentioned, the moment this bull scalp flood was taken, the triangle correction was confirmed. This is the beauty of Elliott wave theory. Why? Uh, Elliott wave theory works in a logical manner, meaning if one condition gets invalidated, that's the only time that the other condition or the other structure will be activated. So just like what I've mentioned here, the bullish scalp first line of defense was the most important point. So after this price was just tapped by a pip or less than a pip, then I was confident that the wave E or the triangle A, B, C, D, E scenario will happen. And that's exactly what happened uh, to the gold in the past 2 weeks. So after that, I've mentioned that the price will continue to go up depending on the following conditions. What are the conditions here? The conditions that I have set are the following. So if the low here, which is the 3,202, will be respected, meaning the price will not uh, tap or take that price level for a possible wave 2, then we can expect 5 waves up. As you can see, I have here or condition, or, and or. Why did I put some ors on that analysis? Simply because the the I have labeled or plotted my defense bullish and bearish first and last line of defenses. Okay, in this case, I was expecting that the price will continue at least 5 waves up for wave 1 and then continue to go up. If the price will bounce, if the price will bounce, or rather will respect the bearish last line of defense, this previous week body high, then I'm expecting an ABC scenario. That's why I put here Roman numeral 1 or A, Roman numeral 2 or B, and Roman numeral 3 or C. Simply because if the price breaks this particular price or level, the bearish last line of defense, I'm expecting 5 waves up. So in other words, my analysis, the conditions set after the invalidations are taken, that's the only time that the next scenario uh, will be activated. So let's see what happened after this. Take note that this is 1 minute uh, Elliott wave counts. So after this, just like what I have analyzed and projected, it will continue with the wave 1 here and possibly break the flawed and bearish flawed and load scalp flawed and load for the bearish scenario. So since it was taken, the next logical scenario will be activated. And just like what I've mentioned, if the price of wave 3 here breaks this bearish last line of defense, then I will consider it as 5 waves up. But if the price of wave 3 here uh, will respect this bearish last line of defense, then I am expecting a 5 waves down. However, if you will try to look at this carefully, we have wave 1, we have wave 2, and we have wave 3 here. Therefore, 5 waves is not yet completed. So from here alone, if you're an Elliottician, you will have an idea that the bearish last line of defense is bound to get invalidated. Meaning, you should expect already 5 waves up confirmation. Why? Simply because, just like what I've mentioned, wave A here, wave 1 or A should be composed of 5 waves up. Roman numeral number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the conditions for it to be terminated is satisfied, meaning 5 waves are completed. Then after the 5 waves in Elliott wave theory, expect at least 3 waves down correction. We have a successful 3 waves down correction here. The first wave was created. The third wave was created, but the fourth and the fifth is not yet completed. That's the reason why after seeing this price action, I have mentioned in my community that the price will continue to go up and possibly hit this PBCT level or the previous body candle theory level, which is the previous week high, which at 3,350. So what happened after this? The price breaks the last line of defense, which is the 3,319. So after breaking that, I was expecting a continuation of the 5 waves up. Now, what is the current situation of gold in terms of Elliott wave theory. So by looking at this, we can see that the third wave is not yet completed, or the fifth wave, I mean, is not yet completed. However, this particular Elliott wave theory structure has this so-called, I would like to discuss an extension scenario. And I'll give you some tips on how to identify whether a wave will be extended or not. So allow me to go now to the actual chart. Let me just check. This is capital.com. So here's the previous analysis that I have made, and I'd like to update this live here and give you tips on why the why the price continued to go up. Okay, in Elliott wave theory, allow me to give you an illustration first for you to have a better understanding. In Elliott wave theory, a motive wave is composed of 5 internal waves. 5 internal waves. However, there are cases wherein the wave 1, here the wave 1 can be extended, the wave 3 can be extended, and the wave 5 can be extended. But in terms of the rule of alternation, when we say alternate, meaning if wave 1 is extended, then wave 3 should not be extended and wave 5 should not be extended. That's the rule of alternation, or the alternate rule in Elliott wave theory. The price action happens in an alternate manner, meaning just like the fractal idea of the market. Market is said to be a fractal market, meaning the pattern happens almost repeatedly. So in this case, so if wave 1 is extended, wave 3 should not, and wave 5 should not. But if ever wave 3 is extended, usually among these wave 1, 3, and 5, the common wave that is usually extended is the wave 3. So meaning after, for example, I have your wave 1, 2, then there's another subwave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in the middle. Not just a simple, let me change this into blue. Not just a simple 1, 2, 3, the internal waves of the red wave 3 here. There's another internal waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. But don't forget that the absolute rule of Elliott wave theory states that wave 3 cannot be the shortest. So even if wave 1 is extended or wave 5 is extended, the wave 3 must not be the shortest. So if wave 1 is extended here, it's okay that wave 3 is not the largest among the 5 waves, as long as it is not shorter, or it is not shorter than the wave 5, then it is a valid motive wave. For example, if wave 1 is extended here, and then in your plotting, you extended wave 5 all as well. So both the wave 5 and the wave 3 are extended. So allow me to explain why alternate rule in Elliott wave theory is important. According to the rule, wave 3 must not be the shortest. So if wave 1 is extended and fifth wave is also extended, then therefore wave 3 will be the shortest. That's the reason why rule of alternation is always applied in Elliott wave theory. So if we will try to look at this carefully in the current price action, we can see that the wave 1 is completed. The wave 3, the wave 3 here must also be completed with 5 internal waves. However, if you will try to look at this very price action or at this particular price action, you will notice that there was no termination of wave that happened. Okay, when can we tell a possible extension? If I will use Elliott wave theory rule of the measurement rule, all you have to do is use the trend-based fib extension. So click on that. Make sure to use the magnet. Please make sure to be very particular with the exact price of the wave 0, and then the wave 1 and the wave 2. Again, for me to be able to project the price of encircled wave 3 in my chart right now, I have to plot the trend-based fib extension connecting wave 0 to wave 1 to wave 2. And then the possible encircled wave 3 price will be the golden zone 100 and 161.8% extension. So allow me to show you the price level for you to be able to see it. So the ideal wave 3 price is at 1.618. As you can see here, the price did not retrace after hitting the 1.618 level. It continued to go up. So, Sir Jack, how do we know how do we confirm a wave extension? To confirm a wave extension, first, of course, you must measure the possible target for your wave 3. Again, how? By using the trend-based fib extension, plotting it to the wave 0, to the wave 1, to the wave 2, and whatever is the price of 1.414 to 1.618 will be the ideal price target for wave 3. But in this particular case, after taking the 1.618, there was no termination of wave that happened. When I say termination of the wave that happened, the price action after hitting this level should continue to go down. And in this case, the bullish last line of defense will be the price of wave 4. So to confirm a correction after 5 waves up, the price of wave 4 must be broken. But in this case, that's not what happened. Therefore, this is an example of a wave extension in Elliott wave theory. Therefore, since wave 5 was not terminated, when I say terminated, it will create at least 3 waves down, breaking at least the wave 4 territory. But after doing a shallow retracement here, it continued to go up. Therefore, this 5th wave here is extended, meaning there will be another 5 waves up as the possible internal waves of this extension. So going back to what I have said a while ago, that the absolute rule of Elliott wave theory is that wave 3 should not be the shortest among the waves 1, 3, and 5. So to ensure that we are following that rule, or we are observing that rule, allow me to show you how to measure the waves in Elliott wave theory. All you have to do is go to the forecasting and measuring tools, click the price range, label it, or rather plot it from wave 0 to the peak of your wave 1. In this particular case, where I am referring to the parenthesis wave counts. And then after that, compare it to the length of the wave 2 to 3. So from the origin of wave 2 to the peak of wave 3. So in this case, wave 1 is 49%, 49.52%, or rather 49.52 pips, or 1.54%, while the wave 3 is 2.33%. So if I will extend the fifth wave here, will my motive wave will be valid? The answer is yes. Why? Because even if I extend here the fifth wave, the absolute rule of Elliott wave theory will still be satisfied, that wave 3 should not be the shortest among the 5 waves. So in this case, fifth wave will be extended, meaning there will be 5 waves up again. So that with that being said, the first wave is here. Will be counted as the first wave of the extension, the second wave of the extension, the third wave of the extension, the fifth wave of the fourth wave of the extension, and this is the fifth wave of the extension. Then from here, I will terminate the extended fifth wave. So what is this extended fifth wave? Or how do I know that the fifth wave is already completed? Just like what I have said, in Elliott wave theory, a wave is only terminated if and only if the internal waves are completed. We know that Elliott wave theory is a fractal, is fractal in nature, meaning waves 4 to 5 must complete its 5 internal waves. So allow me to use the 1 minute time frame to show you that fifth wave should be considered terminated at this particular price action. So the first 5 waves will be this one. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have here the 5. Allow me to change the color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the first wave, so what will be the second wave? The second wave will be, or the third wave will be, this will be the second wave. Third wave will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So this is the third wave, internal waves. And then the last wave will be, allow me to make it a little bigger. And the last wave will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or rather, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So therefore, the internal waves of the extended fifth wave, the green fifth wave here, is now confirmed because we have here the wave, sorry. We have here the wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the reason why after the five waves of the fifth wave here, I was expecting a correction. Actually, my take profit level was just at 3,413, but the market gave us a 3,435. So, which is totally okay because I've got this in my personal account and it was shared in my community. I have got this at this particular price level, which is the wave 2. And I've already explained why this was my point last time. If one was present last time, I've explained the relationship between the volume profile and the implied fair value gap. Later on, I'll show you. I'll give you the how I caught this wave 2 here. Okay, so going back here, what's the current situation of the gold? So allow me to clear some wave counts here to ensure that my chart is not that messy. Okay, so we have confirmed a a termination of the fifth wave here. So therefore, we have completed the internal waves of the encircled wave 2 to 3. So therefore, I will now put that encircled wave 3 here and project the possible wave 4 price. Allow me to do some cleaning. Okay. So since third wave is already completed, what are we expecting for the possible retracement? In Elliott wave theory, obviously this is an impulse movement, meaning if I'm going to project for wave 4 as an Elliottician, I should plot the invalidation of my impulsive wave 4 or wave 3. And what will be the invalidation of this wave 4 from an impulsive movement? The invalidation of this wave 4 is the price, the peak price of wave 1. And what is that? This is the peak price of the wave 1. So I will label this as my bullish first line of defense. Once this price, although the price is 3,269 and the current price is 3,086, uh, there's a possibility that the wave 4 will still continue to go down. But of course, I should be giving you an objective approach of it because I'm an Elliottician. I should always base it on the waves that the market is giving me. So what is the possible structure for the wave 4 here? There are two possible valid Elliott wave structure here. First one will be, this will be my wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. In other words, this is the first 5 waves of the possible correction. So if I will label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is actually a diagonal 5 waves down because the wave 4 breaks the territory of the wave 1. Okay, so there are two types of motive wave, a non-diagonal and diagonal. When we say diagonal, the wave 4 price retraces beyond the territory of wave 1 and the invalidation will be the price of wave. So therefore, this is a leading diagonal. What's the current situation now? The price action that you're seeing right now can be considered also as a triangle. So in other words, if we will consider it as a triangle, then therefore, in Elliott wave theory, the letters are for correction while the numbers are for uh, motive waves. So we have here A, B, possible C, possible D, and then possible E. So if I will treat this as first 5 waves, if I will treat this as my leading diagonal wave A, leading diagonal wave A, then my wave B should be at this particular price, which is the wave E here. Okay. Allow me to change it into a micro. So how do we confirm this particular structure or Elliott wave structure? Okay, you can just simply draw trend lines connecting the wave A to wave C and then extend it. Make sure to plot it carefully to the peak of this wave A and the wave C. So the target for wave E will be this trend line, resistance. And then how do we project the trend line for wave for the trend line support? All you have to do is connect the wave B to the wave D. So this will be the possible correction, or you can also consider uh, placing it here at the peak of the fifth wave. So the confirmation of this uh, Elliott wave structure is that if the price breaks this, if the price breaks this, the price of wave D, that's the first, that's the first, uh, the bullish first line of defense. Once the price breaks this first sign of confirmation, or first sign that it will continue to go down. The confirmation will be once the price of the fifth wave gets broken. So this will be considered as your last line of defense. So if you're still bullish, then you should consider the following levels: this bullish last line of defense and first line of defense. The last line of defense will be 3,360, and the first line of defense is the 3,369. So what's next after this? So if ever, Sir Jack, what if the current price action now creates a new high from here? So if this creates a new high, for example here, if the current price now breaks this price, or the price of wave E, I mean, sorry, the price of wave E, if it breaks the price of wave E and confirmed by breaking the trend line resistance, then this particular price action or correction will no longer be considered. But if ever it is confirmed, I am expecting a 5 waves down here. So this could, I can consider this as my wave 1, wave 2, if the price will not create a new high, wave 3, 4, and 5. Just like what I have said, the confirmation will be, the confirmation of these 5 waves down, the possible 5 waves down, will be breaking the first line of defense is the first confirmation. Let's say, for example, wave 3 breaks this, then expect a bounce up. But I am not expecting that the wave 4 price will be a diagonal. Why? Just like what I have said, in Elliott wave theory, alternation rule is important. Since wave A is already a diagonal, then wave C should not be a diagonal. So if ever it breaks this wave, it breaks this bullish first line of defense, I will find a short entry below the price territory of this wave 1 before it will continue to go, before it will continue uh, going to the fifth wave. So again, that's my tip in correction. So since this is diagonal, do not expect that, since wave A is the diagonal, do not expect that wave C will be diagonal as well, because rule of alternation is applied in Elliott wave theory. Then therefore, there should be no two consecutive diagonals will happen in a price action. So once the price breaks the bullish last line of defense, then that's the only time that I will consider the completion of the wave 4 correction. Now, since the price right now is within the equilibrium of the bearish and bullish scenario, if I'm going to label this as my uh, PDRA, so sorry. So currently, we are within the equilibrium of the bullish and bearish invalidation. So the bullish invalidation will only be confirmed once it breaks the wave E price level. Or rather, the first sign will be once it breaks the wave E level. And confirmation will be once it breaks the trend line resistance. And then what will be the confirmation of the 5 waves down? The confirmation of the 5 waves down will be once it breaks the bullish first line of defense here. And then the expect a bounce before the wave 1 territory here, and then it will continue to go down for the last wave before the continuation of the uptrend. Remember, take note that the bullish first line of defense is 3,269. Therefore, if ever there will be news that will be a catalyst for this price action to do an impulsive movement, then make sure that if you're still bullish, your price invalidation will be at swing price invalidation will be at 3,269. Okay? So, Sir Jack, what will be the scenario if ever this particular price action gets invalidated, or in other words, the wave 2 here, instead of expecting a wave 2 that will not go beyond to the territory of wave 0, will go and break this wave E price and wave B our trend line resistance. So the next scenario will look like this. Instead of having an ABC scenario, the next possible scenario will be a combination. So in Elliott wave theory, a combination, from the word itself, it's a combination of the different correction. The basic corrections are zigzag. When I say zigzag, sorry. When I say zigzag, the correction looks like this. This is what we call a zigzag correction, wherein wave 0 to wave A is composed of 5 internal waves. And then wave B to wave C must compose of 5 internal waves as well. So again, this is what we call a zigzag correction. What's the other correction? The other correction will be the WXY correction. So what is WXY? These are the basic correction. WXY correction. It looks like an ABC. Actually, this is the common mistake of uh, new traders who wants to study Elliott wave theory. Sometimes the WXY correction are labeled as the ABC. Remember that the difference between the two are the following. In the zigzag, this is zigzag. This is a double combination, meaning the internal waves of the W is just 3 waves. So if the internal waves is just 3 waves, then therefore, we call it as a WXY scenario. So that's the difference between the two. In higher time frame, it looks the same, but if you zoom and check the internal waves carefully. If the first downtrend is 5 waves, expect a zigzag. But if the first downtrend is just 3 waves, expect a WXY plotting or a double combination or a double combination. So that's the difference between this and this. And that's exactly the reason why I originally I forecasted this as a zigzag correction because we have here the wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. So since we have the first 5 waves, the first consideration that first correction that I will consider is a zigzag correction. But there is what we call a special combination or a special WXY combination. And what is that? Here, instead of an ABC down for the internal waves of wave C, a wave Y can also be labeled as a special correction, which is a triangle. So if ever the price action will give us a triangle here, another interpretation or valid interpretation will be a possible structure that looks like this. So therefore, how will I label this based on this particular combination or special type of double combination? So I will label this as W. This will be my W. I mean, this will be my X, and this will be my Y. My Y will be the price of wave E here. So this will be my wave A. Sorry. This will be my wave A. This will be my wave B, C. This will be my wave A, B, C, D, and E. So if ever the price or our bullish first line of defense here, the bullish first line of defense and the last line of defense gets respected, if ever the price will not break the bullish first line of defense, that's the only time that I will confirm this possible uh, correction. Meaning from here, it will continue to go up 5 waves up. So in this particular session today, it is important that you should know how to label or how to identify your first line of defense and last line of defense based on the Elliott wave invalidation. In this case, the first line bullish first line and last line of defense are the following levels, and for the bearish scenario, the first line bearish first line scalp first line of defense will be 3,398. So in other words, whatever invalidation will be taken first, that will be the bias of gold. Both are technically correct in terms of Elliott wave theory. All we have to do is know your invalidations. So in this particular case, if your bias is bearish, then consider this as your SL. If your bias is bullish, consider this as your SL. And the confirmation, once the confirmations will be, for the bullish scenario, it will be the price of this, and for the uh, bullish scenario is the trend line support by connecting the wave, the possible wave B and D here. Now, going back to what I've mentioned a while ago, allow me to take a screenshot of this to save for uh, the next session on what particular uh, will on whether the discount on this particular PDRA, on what particular PDRA will be broken. Will it be the discount or will it be the premium? So allow me to save this, and then a while ago I have mentioned that, okay, regardless whether you are bearish or bullish, expect that it will create a new high. It's just a matter of catching the correct retracement level for this wave 4 here. Okay, going back here, I accidentally deleted the counting, so allow me to put it back first. 3, 4, and black. Okay, I have mentioned a while ago the point where what's the reason why I took this trade at this particular price level. Last time, we still have enough time to continue with this last part. Last time, I've shared the relationship between the volume profile and the profile, and allow me to use a different, okay, the volume profile and the implied fair value gap. I've mentioned that that in one of the sessions of Eric, uh, he asked the audience to give him an explanation or the rationale behind the fair value gap, and no one was able to answer it correctly. So I've decided to do since I every time someone will ask a question, and if that interests me, uh, I have a bad habit of not taking my sleep. So on that particular day, I was not able to sleep right away because I was thinking about the question of Eric, and my explanation will be this. Let me use two indicators here to easily identify the the mentioned volume profile and implied fair value gap. Okay. So in the previous range, when I say range, the low and the high, the previous range, the POC, or the point of control, if you are using the volume profile, the point of control is within this price level. And let's check if there is an implied fair value gap within this point of control of the volume profile. So allow me to hide this first. There is an implied fair value gap at 4 hour time frame. However, this is invalidated because it was body broken. Another implied fair value gap that can be considered here is this one. implied fair value gap is a three-candle pattern with the middle candle as the largest, and the two surrounding candles are overlapping each other. So therefore, I can consider this, although it was not detected by the indicator, this is actually uh, an implied fair value gap. This is the lower boundary, and this is the upper boundary. So therefore, this is the implied fair value gap at 4-hour time frame. It can also be confirmed in the 3-hour time frame. As you can see, in the 3-hour time frame, we can see an implied fair value gap. So since this one is clear, allow me to use this for the explanation of the relationship between the volume profile and the implied fair value gap. I can only give an explanation for the implied fair value gap because in statistics, once the data is clustered within the center of the distribution, here as a statistician, there is if the data is clustered within the center of the distribution, then therefore that is a point of interest. And in this case, if I will activate again the the volume profile, you will notice that the implied fair value gap identified at H3 time frame is clearly within this point of control of the volume profile. So if you're not an ICT or if you're not an alert wave trader, then expect that this will be your point of interest or point of control, meaning this will be your entry for a bearish scenario or a bullish scenario. However, we know that fundamentally gold is bullish or fundamentally bullish, then therefore you may use this as your point of interest in the bullish scenario. So look how the price uh, respected this point of control. So if I will just explain this using, okay, I've seen a fair value gap here, but there's a lot of fair value gaps. When can we tell that a fair value gap is valid? So here's my tip now. Use volume profile and look at the price levels, the important price levels of a volume profile. And in this case, if you will try to look at this point of control, other point of control, you will see an implied fair value gap there. I wanted to do an explanation here, but my explanation is more on statistics. I can integrate here standard normal distribution or even the higher explanation, which is the uh, the central limit theorem and so on and so forth. But that will be too technical. So allow me to just make it simple. Just put an indicator for the volume profile, identify the point of control. If you can find an implied fair value gap, then therefore that is a very good uh, point of interest for your trade. So in this case, if you will try to look at carefully, the price or the point of control is within the implied fair value gap that was identified here. If you would like to do a confirmation, let's go back here. And let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. You will see an implied fair value gap within that, another fresh implied fair value gap within that point of interest under the volume profile. So in this case, this is the fresh implied fair value gap, which is actually my entry for the buy long or buy swing long of my personal account. So that's the reason why I took this trade, because I was confident that if we talk about volume, this implied fair value gap is within the point of control of the volume profile, and from here my confidence in taking the trade, I got a more confidence in taking the. So that's another tip that I can give you. For example, if you are a fan of fair value gaps, in my case, I am using implied fair value. I only consider implied fair value gap because statistically, I can explain the correlation between the implied fair value gap and the standard normal distribution. But for the other fair value gap or the other models of fair value gap, I don't have a statistical explanation yet, but I am certain this implied fair value gap uh, will only be created when there are overlapping weeks, which in statistics tells us that the data distribution is within the center of the distribution. And I can relate that to the standard normal distribution. So I hope you have learned again from our session for today. Although I was not checking the chat for possible questions, my apologies, but I was too focused on explaining the Elliott-Page structure, specifically the correction, valid correction structure, and the tip that I gave you right now, which is when can we find or where do we consider a high probability implied fair value gap? And the answer to that question is use the volume profile and look for the point of control and consider trading it if and only if the point of control or the implied fair value gap identified is within that point of control. Okay, so that ends my session for today. Again, I am happy to be with my Blue Guardian family for the past 12 months. This is my first year anniversary of being the host of this live market analysis. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kimura. Thank you, everyone. So we can now proceed with the giveaway. My pleasure.